Missed last week. I'm here, of course, with Mr. Low Lion, or Leo. Hello, mate.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is going to be a very, very interesting stream. So hopefully the race is all good. Hopefully we see some cleanness. We don't want any incidents. Not as many as we had last week. God, we had a few incidents last week. But yeah, hopefully today's race is good.
Indeed, yes, we've got a full quali with 26 laps. The driver lineups right now, there's 17 people in, so there's 3 seats missing. We've got James Biscuit in the Mercedes. His teammate, Jay, has, retired from this whole season because of he's got issues with his foot and stuff. We've got Skip Butties, or Jack, or Temp, whichever one, in the Red Bull with his teammate missing as well. Mr. BT and Quillan in the McLaren. Karem and Sacred or Sacred, and Mr. Monkey in the Aston Martin. Toxic Jesui and Norwich Fan in the Alpine. Charles Leclerc in the Ferrari with Ace of the Boss. Apex Finley with no teammate in the Alpha Tauri. Rapini and Treeburn in Alfa Romeo. We've actually had one person leave, so Sarah's by himself in the Williams now. And same with Carday, also known as, I've forgotten his name.
Fire Ghost
in the Haas by himself. So there's 4 seats missing now. But if I can count correctly, it's actually 5.
A couple of some good quick people here. So a couple of them it's Pyro. He's very quick. He's playing on controller today. The next person is Mr. BT. I mean, we know how quick he is. He's done really well the past few races. Unlucky in Austria with a few incidents, but yeah, he's done well so far. So yeah,
Pyro
I do think the rest is going to go.
Hasn't picked a team yet, so that's quite interesting.
It's because he is a reserve, and we don't know who's joining and who's not.
Yes. I think Temps, Jack's also got a chance. I think Mr. BT and Jack will obviously probably be the front 2, being joined by the reserve driver of Pyro, obviously. James Biscuit, he might be lacking pace compared to those 3, but we never know, because we've seen him be up there with Jack before. We saw it in Baku in the rain. He was right next to him, and even with Norwich Fan up there as well, so he might have a shot qualifying. He might be up there as well. But Britain's a bit of a dodgy track for all the controller players. You know, the S sections, maggots into Beckett's is quite difficult a few times for them. But apart from that, I think that the good drivers will definitely cope with that perfectly fine. And we'll see how it pans out between the good and the not so good drivers, not the bad ones, but
yeah, just wanted to let you know that James is actually in the wrong team. So James, you need to hop into the Haas, please. Thank you very much. Unless that's been changed, you need to hop into the Haas, but I'm not quite sure. And there we go.
Have a full grid today.
There he is. Tony. It's Pyro, has hopped into the Red Bull, so he is teammate with Skip Butties.
No, he's not. He's in the Williams.
Oh no, he's just not moved in the Williams.
Neo has joined. He's in the Alpha Tauri.
So I'm waiting on Michaels at the moment.
And we need a Mercedes, Red Bull, and a Haas driver, and we have the full grid that we are expecting. If I go check attendance quickly. 22 people accepted, so we've got a bit too many people, so we should be fine for a full grid today.
Michaels, please, Michaels.
I love a full grid, because the best part about a full grid is full quali actually makes sense, because if you have like 17 drivers, if 2 people crash, then it's over. You're done. You're through to Q2, so it doesn't actually matter. But with a full grid, we'll see the bottom drivers getting a chance.
Screaming about Chelsea.
Did they just score?
Probably.
Let's run you through the scores today in the Premier League while still waiting for the racing to kick off.
I can do that. I can do that if you want.
I'm already here, mate. I'm already ready. I'm ready to go.
Already ready.
Watford lost 5-0 to Liverpool, with Firmino scoring a hat-trick. Salah scored a screamer. Leicester beat Man United 4-2, but Greenwood also scored a screamer. Southampton beat Leeds 1-0. That's quite interesting. Norwich and Brighton draw FC. The draw derby 0-0. Man City beat Burnley 2-0. I was expecting like another 5-0 there. Aston Villa lost 3-2 to Wolves, but they were 2-0 up in the 80th minute. They conceded a 95th minute winner, and Chelsea still only 1-0 up. Ben Chilwell with the only goal of the game so far. So that's interesting. Tomorrow's games, eh? Everton, West Ham, Newcastle vs Tottenham, and Monday's game is Arsenal vs Crystal Palace. So yeah, 1 minute until we're scheduled to start, but we still got Michaels and a few other people to join. If they could do that pretty quickly, that would be nice. But can't get what you want all the time.
I'm just gonna DM Michaels really quick.
Who are we missing?
Michaels.
Yeah, we're missing 2 other people as well. Is Rapini here? Yes, he is. Rapini is here. Mr. Monkey is here. Alan B is not here.
Oh, wait. Oh, what? Apex Finley is here.
He's here. Oh, someone's left. Great.
Who's just left?
It was a person that hadn't picked a car yet. I can't remember who that was. Michaels, Pyro's here, Mr. BT's here, Sarah, James, F1 Charlo needs to join, I think. Tira needs to join.
No. F1 Charlo does not need to join. No.
Is Noah in?
Noah? No.
Noah's not in. So we need Tyrant, Noah. Raptor, is he in? No.
No, they're all reserved, so we're just waiting.
4 people. The attendance does say in 13 minutes, so I think we're going to be sat here for a bit. I'm not going to lie. Gotta love the soundtrack.
Gotta love the music, haven't we? We gotta love the music.
Especially whilst we're waiting.
I'm gonna start my stream now.
This race is actually scheduled to finish, if it starts at 15:15, at 9 o'clock. Or 8:45.
Yeah.
So that's pretty cool, if you ask me. But I'm gonna let you start up your stream. I'll be back in a few minutes' time. I'll be watching the stream just in case it starts, and I'll be back straight away. But I'm gonna be back in a few minutes, going to see the FIM. I'm going to see Michael Massey to see when the race is starting.
Yes, so just me for now, and yeah, this is going to be a very interesting race. At the moment we have got 17 people, so we've got, oh, that's a bit of a hard one to pronounce, Laurie Ricky. We've got Laurie Ricky, so Fire Ghost and Fire Ghost, which is Carday, and James are actually both in the wrong cars. So if we can hop out of the Mac, get into the Haas, that would be absolutely amazing. But let's get this stream open. Hold on a sec. So yeah, you can all hear me perfect. So I am just gonna put this in the announcements. So 18 people right now, should have 19 in a sec. So Fire Ghost and IDZ is in the lobby. So IDZ is in the lobby. Groovy going in the Haas. Fire Ghost left. So welcome everyone, welcome. Oh, we've got IDZ, well, it's IDZ CK9 in the Red Bull alongside Jack. So I have asked everyone to say, here's the stream. Now it's doing so, yeah, 18 people whilst we're waiting for Ollie to come back from visiting Michael Massey for the FIA. So here is another grid rundown for those who didn't see it. So we have James Biscuit, Laurie Ricky, Skip Butties, IDZ, McLaren is Mr. BT, Kellan, Aston, Karem, Mr. Monkey, Alpha, Tree Burner, Rapini, AlphaTauri, Neo, Apex Finley, Ferrari Acer, Charles Leclerc, Alpine is Norwich Fan and Toxic just to be their parent to look out for. The Haas is Janek, the Williams is IRT Pyro out, and there is someone who's left. That was a reserve left. Right then. We are set to be going at 1:15. Let's just give you guys then a run through the standings then. So here they are. Oh, hold on. There we are. Standings, right. So here are the actual standings. So Josh, Jack, no, hold on. This is weird because I think Karam got this a little bit wrong. Josh, Jay, Jack, James, Charles Leclerc, Finley, Ruben, Ben, Saro, Mr. Monkey, Tyrant, Kilan, Nontaz, Neo, Tree Burner, Rapini, Mechanic, Barenko, Lopic, and Issa. Fortunately, Barenko hasn't made the last few races. And the constructors are in first Alpine, second Mercedes, third Red Bull, fourth Haas, fifth Ferrari, sixth AlphaTauri, seventh is the Williams, eighth is Aston Martin, ninth is McLaren, and 10th is Alfa Romeo. So let's go then. We should be going in a second when we have a few more people joining up. So I will just leave you guys for a minute. Here is another man to look out for in CGL Michaels. Very quick is the German driver. I raced with him in SBR, and yeah, very good for Michael. He's a good driver, him. So 18 people now then. So yeah, let's hopefully have a good race, and yeah, it should be clean. Hopefully Ollie comes back in a second, because I don't want him to miss out on quali. There we go. There's 19. There's 19. Janek. Why is James in the Merc? I don't get it. I don't get it. But oh well. Oh wow is the question and answer. So then, there's people on the GWF stream. 3 people watching my stream. 19 people. So yeah, very good. Very good. We've almost got a full grid. But I think we're going to be going in a very short moment. Sorry, and
I'm back, hello.
And there he is.
So,
there he is.
Let's just remember, the first time we came to Britain in GWF in Season 1, it was a pretty good race, I'd say. Mr. BT spun, had a comeback, I think he got on the podium. But what we didn't get last time out, can you remember what it was?
Jack didn't finish.
No, we didn't see as many moves as we wanted into Cop's corner.
Oh yes!
And we were begging for it the whole race.
Uh-huh.
So?
Yes, yeah. That feels like such a long time ago, but it really isn't.
So what do we want today, Leo, then?
We want some moves into Cops. But
just clean ones though. If they crash, I'm just saying, you know, it might be nice.
Incidents.
Yeah.
We do want some incidents. We don't want a really boring race, do we? Hello everyone who's watching my stream. Make sure to go over to the GWF channel if you're not already. Let's go and look at that stream.
If we also... What was I going to say? I can't remember. Can you remember what I was going to say? Because I can't.
You were probably talking about something after I said that the race would be a little bit boring if we didn't have any incidents.
That is true. I was saying that. We said that about Bahrain in race 1. We said
Bahrain
is quite a boring track.
That turned out to be a shocker. But halfway blooming through it, we both lagged out and we thought Jay won, didn't we?
Yeah. It's a great race, but it got ruined.
Exactly.
But here for qualifying, I'm going to put up the telemetry, but it will go for the race, don't worry.
Previously, Michaels, he is a very good driver, and I think definitely one to look out for a top 5 finish, if not fighting for the win. But the first person out is Jahame's Biscuit in the Merc.
He was the first person looking like he was out, but there was somebody else who was out before him, and his name is Neo.
Really? Oh, Neo. Well, mate, I mean, these guys are pretty quick to put their setups on, aren't they?
Yeah, he got some rapid fingers. That sounds dodgy.
Whoa.
Is his name Fire Ghost? Fire Ghost, right?
Fire Ghost.
Fire Ghost. He's out as well. Fire Ghost is Cardetti, just remember that, everybody, and me as well. Pyro also coming out. There's a lot of fast people coming out, actually. There's
yeah.
Everybody.
I think they're probably just gonna go for a lap at the beginning and then
Mr. BT is preparing for a lap to get through to Q2 on the mediums, by the way. He's coming out on the mediums in Q1.
Yeah, pretty ballsy.
He's saving, he's got that much pace that he's saving a set of softs in Q1. Because the what do you call it? The race strategy is going to be the same the whole time. It's going to be soft to medium.
One shot.
So there's no point worrying about starting on the medium. So he's going to use the mediums in Q1. It's very smart by him. I'm not gonna lie, you've got some people in the chat. Let's do this. I really hope I don't crash out in qualifying. Apex Funny says, let's go. Nice.
Yeah, so I've actually previously raced here before, and this Sector 2 where Kilala's boss is just coming through, it's very much, it does take a big toll on your tyres. The high speed just takes a load of tyre life, and it's very easy to overheat and spin through here, and easy to invalidate in a quali lap.
Indeed it is, yeah, and I think we're going to see a few crashes going into cops, because sometimes it's flat, sometimes you have to lift off. Treeburner's going through it now, he's just going through on half throttle so he doesn't spin on his outlap. Quite smart of him, but James Biscuit in the Merc and Neo were the first two to start their laps. Cardetti, also known as, obviously, Fire Ghost, also starts his lap after that. Coming through Village though, I've memorised half the corners, or most of the corners on here, because you know it's my home Grand Prix and all that. As he exits on to the straight that I can't remember, so that's all good. Wellington Straight, yes, into Brooklands, then Luffield. Both these corners really tighten on you, as there's yellow flags for, I think, IDZ. It is.
It's Mr. BT. It's Mr. BT.
Mr. BT resets the track.
Resets the track.
Mr. BT and IDZ went off the track there, so that's quite interesting, and they both came on in similar fashion. But back on board with James Biscuit then, as he goes through where you said the tyres are going to be screaming at you, and they're coming through now. We're going to see...
And it's very easy to overheat your tyres here.
Yeah, this exit is so important, so you get it all down the hanger straight. There's yellow flag in sector 1 again. Is that just Treeburner going slow? He is just round indeed.
Treeburner is round.
On the grass, causing yellow flags.
Like you said previously, it's really easy to go round at this circuit.
It really is, yeah, and we're going to see that a lot in the race, and we're going to see some tanglements in the race as well. James Biscuit is going to come across the line in Q1 instead of 1:27.2, as Neo, I think, did invalidate his lap time. I know he didn't, he just finished after. That's interesting. I think he got let past.
It's Pyro. Rounds the final corner, Charles Leclerc goes P2 for the time being. What lap is Tony going to set? He's on wheel, bearing in mind, so it's not going to be as quick as usual. For the 28.0.
Quillan with 1:28.2.
No, it's Charles Leclerc. He's off. And round at turn 1.
Interesting. James Biscuit then just enjoying his time. I've got rid of the timing ladder by accident. I'm going to put that back up now. Yellow's in sector 1 still. That's a McLaren off. There's also a car off, and I don't know which car it is, but it was off at Maggots into Beckett's, but he did recover pretty easily from that.
It was Treeburner.
It was indeed. Was it? Okay. There was yellow light flash for a little bit long there. Got a bit worried.
begins his lap. Hopefully see him not spinning again.
Yeah, probably should get on board with him. If I can find him, there he is.
And we've got Skip, Butterteeth and Toxic Je Suis, who are on the medium tyre along with Mr. BT, so they're obviously quite confident that they think they can get through to Q2, sorry.
And Quillan's out.
Oh, and that's Quillan, he's crashed it.
Get on board with somebody. Who is it?
Nothing there.
I need to Aston Martin. No. IDZ on board with him. Then I've got rid of everything. I forgot how to do it.
Right. I can't see where he's crashed there. Oh, there's another person I think of.
No, it's just Karem. Go on the grass, going quite slowly. So Quillan is out. Apex Finley though, purple in sector 2. That's quite interesting. We're going to follow him for the rest of the lap, coming around Stowe. Another corner that tightens on you, but the exit needs to get perfect, so you don't want to overheat the tyres. Coming through now, entering the Vale chicane, then round the final corner.
Oh, good lap from IDZ, puts in P4.
Apex Finley goes even better. And James is obviously very, very confident about that lap.
Around at turn 1. There was a Merc.
Next one coming up the pits. The Merc was round. I think it was IDZ who was out, maybe. I'm not too sure, because he was the Merc that was nearest the situation.
Asa is lagging.
He is very much indeed, as he starts his lap.
Only person. Oh, True Burner P8 for the time being.
Janek goes P10.
Oh, yeah.
As he crossed the line.
Okay, lap from Janek.
Hello, Josh, mate. Ace is so laggy, he's pulling over to the side of the track to let cars past. That is.
Here comes Skip Butties, who's just about to start his lap in the sexy Red Bull. Look at that new livery car.
On board.
Oh, there's a little bit of traffic down into Cops. There's a little bit of traffic there with Norwich fan and Charles Leclerc. But Apex Finley has invalidated, so he's going to lift off. But Charles Leclerc is on a lap and was up through sector 2, so he's rounding Magnussen Beckett's now. What lap time is he going to set? He's 3/10 up on his previous time, so he's going to round Stowe corner. He's then going to go into the final chicane, so rounding Stowe for Charles Leclerc. Not bad, don't go too wide. Oh, and he invalidates and just peels into the pit lane.
Fair enough there. I didn't know who you were talking about, so I was just shuffling through as Temp, Jack, Skip Butties, whoever you want to call him, has gone purple in the first sector. Breaking really deep into Luffield as he's going to come up now, the old pit straight. You need to carry all the speed from the exit of Luffield, so that's a very important corner to get right. Let's have a look at how much he lifts off for Cops. Is he going to lift off at all? Half throttle. Somebody off at Village, but I'm going to stick on board. You go investigate that. He's on the medium tyres, by the way, Jack is. Interesting then. Pyro is in 5th, and he is coming around into Chapel now. DRS flies open. You need all the speed down the hanger straight, wanting the toe there from the car ahead of them. It's from Saro. He pulls away, and he's going to come around Stowe now. We've said a purple first, purple second sector, and he's going to go wide. But to correct his steering halfway through, that was maybe he was feeling a bit of rear end disturbance there, but he didn't invalidate, which is lucky. Coming around the Vale chicane into the final corner. How strong is this lap going to be? Is it going to be faster than James? Probably not. It's mediums, but it's third fastest. It's like a strong lap from the medium tyre for him there. The yellow flags in sector 2. It's somebody going slow, I'm going to guess. No, it's not. It's Norwich fan round the Cops. I told you.
Oh,
I called it.
And that is the first incident we've seen it. Oh, he's pulling over.
He needs to get out of the way of the cars.
We've seen it. Oh, and there we go. Ace has left due to the lag, I think. I think he's lagged out. Mr. BT then is on an outlap. Go on then with Saro.
Saro coming up the Wellington straight. Is it going to be for him? The Red Bull did just cross that sector line as well. Obviously that is Temp, and it is purple for him. To be fair for Saro, going around Luffield now, all the exit speed you need. You don't want too much wheel spin, and he doesn't want to just spin full stop. Up the old pit straight, taking the tightest line. Is he going to get a toe down the hanger straight like he gave to Jack before? I feel like that is what's being set up here, because it looks like it's perfect for him unless he doesn't spin and overheat the rears through this Maggots and Beckett's missing one apex there. Could have cost him a little bit of time.
On your tyres.
It really is. It's just a quick left and right, and he's going to get a huge tow here from the white Red Bull, the Japanese livery. It wasn't as good as the one that he gave in return, but he will take it. You know, qualifying pace for Saro has been improving as of recently. Hasn't been the greatest last season at the start of the season, but it's got better as he goes through now as the Vale chicane into the final corner. What's this lap going to put him? Temp gets into the pits and retires as he comes across the line in 5th fastest. It's a good lap from him as well.
I'm saying this is a joke. Oh, but what a lap from Asa. 3 minutes and 1 second. Great lap.
It's a brilliant lap from him, to be fair.
I don't mean that in a rude way. I mean that in a ha way.
Do you want to go on board and commentate a lap of
Norwich?
Carday?
Oh, he almost lost it at Cops. But yeah, I can go on board with someone then. I wonder when
Fire Ghost is on a lap right now.
Fire Ghost is on a lap, but I'm going to go on board with Mr. BT. So, here we go then. He's going to come through Maggots and Beckett's down into 7th gear, revving the engine. There's yellow flags. Someone has crashed or something. Saro retires. Oh no,
Saro's out!
Saro's crashed! On board with Fire Ghost.
No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not. Don't worry. He is. No, he's fine.
He's retired on track.
He just retired on the track. He just retired on the track.
No. He's out of Q1.
Is he?
Yeah, you don't retire on track, Saro. No, and there's someone round at turn 1. Who is that? Is that IDZ? It is IDZ. He is round at turn 1, but Saro is actually out of qualifying 1 now that he has retired on track.
Mr. BT retired on the track as well, but he seems to be okay.
He seems to be fine. But I don't get that. How come Saro has dropped to the bottom of my leaderboard?
He's dropped to 14th in mine.
My leaderboard.
He might be okay. I'm not too sure why he's not dropped completely to the bottom as yellow flags in Sector 1. There's a McLaren, and that's obviously Mr. BT.
Mr. BT. IDZ spun on his outlap. He's going to be trying to cool down those tyres. But here comes
Finley coming out again. That's a bit awkward.
He's on the same tyre, so it's alright. Then I'll commentate Apex Finley's lap then. So, here
Norwich going cutting the whole Maggots. I'm sorry I had to say that, but he just cut the whole thing. Right. I'm sorry about that, but he just cut the whole thing.
Absolutely fine.
Right,
so here comes Apex Finley coming down into the few corners before the Wellington straight. Nice and clean through there, getting all of those apexes. Oh, nice and clean. Oh, had a little bit of a snap of oversteer there. Very lucky just to keep it in. I think he's backed out of this lap due to that snap of oversteer. He might have just been getting a little bit of experience with the track then. But here is a man who does need to improve on his lap. Here comes Treeburner then through Brooklands. Oh, into Luffield, struggling with understeer it looked like there. But here he comes. Not bad. How is he going to fare into Cots? Is that a Ferrari round by any chance?
I don't think it is, no.
Getting out of the way. But then here comes Treeburner coming through Cops, nice and clean. No hint of a lift off for the Alfa Romeo driver. And he's coming through Max and Beckett's then. Slows it down nicely, down in 6th gear. Revving the engine, opening DRS as soon as possible, coming down the main straight. That's not a purple sector. We've seen people go quicker. Norwich fan retires in the pit lane then. But here comes Treeburner rounding Stowe. He's going to head into the final chicane. Lucky not to invalidate there. He went all 4 wheels off track. But then here he comes. And Neo has retired in the pit lane. Oh, that could be risky. But then Treeburner actually down on his time, so doesn't improve. But then, oh, Michaels! Did I just catch a little reset to track there for the Red Bull driver?
Maybe you did, but I can tell you who is improving by 0.3 on that lap time. It's not enough right now, as he's really struggling through Maggots and Beckett's. It's Janek Poland 23. He's really struggling, and he's invalidated as well because of it.
Invalidated.
He really struggled on that lap as well.
One who's going to be out of quality.
Got on the grass too much, and this might save Saro. I don't know if he crashed or retired on the track, but it might just save him.
What happened there.
But obviously we've still got
on my stream, so let's have.
Obviously got Fire Ghost and Michaels though.
Saro crashed out. James Biscuit said Saro crashed out.
Oh, so he is out then. IDZ going incredibly slow on the exit of Village there. That could have actually put off the Ferrari of Charles Leclerc. I messed up my lap so much. Apparently Josh messed up his lap so much.
Apex also says Saro crashed. So yeah, unlucky for Saro Karzan. And is Josh going to bottle Q2? But you take them on board for a lap with CGL Michaels then.
I will indeed do that to get across.
Also, can I just point out that CGL Michaels is top of the SBR Tier 2 Championship whilst playing medium and automatic gears.
Jeez, okay. That's pretty good for him as he comes through Village now. Seems like a pretty handy driver then with those settings, seeing as he is top of the championship and a lot of the people are obviously manual gears. Saro crashed at Apex Finley as he comes round into the Wellington straight carrying all that speed like I've said before. Saro says he hates himself. You're on your own lap, just go slower. It's claimed to be a purple first sector. I'm not sure how much of that is true and how much of that is false. Saro hit the curb and then hit the wall is what he's telling me. And coming through the old pit straight, taking the tightest line possible. We're going to go, listen up for a lift. A little bit of a lift, and he even downshifted to 7th. That might have been quite a lot, but I mean, I don't know why he's got a lift. He's got full traction on, or medium traction, sorry. Maybe medium, yeah. Just a little tiny lift now as he comes through into the second sector. Is it purple? It claimed to be as well. Sector. But that isn't. It might not be purple, but it definitely wasn't bad. As where's he going to put this lap? He needs to get himself out of Q1 at the least. In this nice Red Bull, he must be good enough to be in that Red Bull seat because it's prestigious enough to have to claim good drivers as he comes through the Vale chicane into the final corner. He's invalidated on the last corner, and it's his next lap, and he's out of qualifying.
Michaels,
unless he can put together a 126 whilst trying to conserve the tyres and get ERS back. He is out, and a shock exit.
No, Michaels, I was really rooting for you, but that's maybe why you set a lap at the beginning of the session.
Yeah, and with that, he has crashed, so he will stay on board.
No, he hasn't.
With Michael, he's just retired. He's given up. So, Fire Ghost, Cardei and Michaels are out of Q1. Ace of the boss on the lap now.
Michaels hasn't given up. Cardei retired.
That's what I said. Michaels is most likely out unless he can get across the line somehow. Acer invalidates on his lap time. He is out of Q1. Janek coming round the final corner. I think he's down on his time.
Oh shit.
He comes across the line, he improves, but Janek is, unless he can improve much on this one, he's out as well. He breaks into Abby, so that's probably him out. Rapini then fighting for his spot. I've gone to the wrong driver. He's not through, but he needs to set this lap time pretty well. As IDZ is okay. Michaels then. Is he going to make it? It's going to be so close. The checkered flag is being picked up. Is it going to be waved in time? It's way too quickly, and he's out of Q1. A shock exit there then as Rapini now is fighting for his spot. Same with Janek Poland, who's down his time by 4.3 seconds. So he is out.
Merc Brown, IDZ.
IDZ is round. He is through though. Apex Finley's pitting. He is through.
Oh, bye Michaels.
So it's just the battle then for their space in Q2. Quillan, didn't he crash?
Quillan did crash, yeah.
Quillan did crash, so he is out. So Rapini needs to just beat his time by enough, and he goes wide at Cops. Does not invalidate. He's quite lucky man there. He's fighting for his spot. Same thing with Janek Poland, but like I said, he's down his time by quite a lot, and he needs to improve by about 3 seconds to get himself through, without Rapini even improving a little bit either, as he's going to come through now the sector 2 time. Is it enough for him? I can't quite see. He's up on his time by 4 thousandths of a second. He needs to improve by, well, what's that, 9/10 or so into the last sector. How much can he improve? I'm not too sure if he can improve that much as he comes down slow, and I think we're going to have the confirmed lineup for who's out of Q1 as he takes the Vale chicane quite badly there. Doesn't invalidate, but he comes across the line, but he is through.
Yeah, all he needs to do is get better than Karem's time. He's done that with ease. Hello, Gabriel.
I didn't even see Karem's time. I completely forgot because 3 people ahead of him crashed as Neo's out now as well. But I think that is because also
Neo.
he crashed at the same time.
No. Neo just didn't say a good lap.
Neo is out then. But there are only going to be 13 people in Q2 because of those people crashing of Saro and Krallan. So Karem is safely through. We saw him retire in the pit lane. And Rapini, be quite happy with that.
Yeah, I mean the ones who got through on the medium tyre did well there, so
Yeah.
well done to them. But hopefully we have a good Q2 and it'll be interesting to see who starts on medium and who does go for soft. But I think it'll be a soft medium, not medium soft. So
Yeah, so out of Q1 then, Cardeyi out with no time, Michael's out with no time, Ace at the bottom with a 3-minute 1, just invalidated on his lap time, Janek Poland with a 1:31, he couldn't set a good lap time, Neo also didn't set a very good lap time, he might have crashed because yeah, no he didn't, he just didn't set a good lap. Krallan could have easily made it through, crashed. Saro easily would have made it through, also crashed. He would have been up in P8 if he did not crash. He was on his in lap as well, so I find that quite a bit weird why he would not just go slow unless he was improving in the first sector by quite a lot. But 13 drivers then into Q2, how many people are going to go on the mediums? Probably 0, because like I said, the strategy is just a one stop from softs to mediums. Neo and Saro in the mud, says Josh. Maybe you're in the mud, mate, because it seems like you're going to be not starting from the top 4, because that's what you've done a few times recently. But
seems like you're going to bottle it in Q2.
Is he going to crash? Ooh, imagine. Well then, Pyro, IDZ, James Biscuit, Rapini, Apex Finley, Karem, Norwich, Tree Bonus, Skip Butties, I keep calling him that, but his name's Jack, Toxic Sweet, Mr. BT, Charles Leclerc and Mr. Monkey, all battling it out to get into the top 10 shootout. If we can see less crashes, so we can see the actual 10 drivers that are supposed to be in Q3, that would be nice. But how could you say that, Ollie? It wasn't me. He said you're going to bottle it in Q2. I said we might see him crash. Pyro is the first man out on the track though. He's on the soft compound tyre. That's what I was expecting. I'm not going to lie. Who else is out for the lap? Mr. BT. Only McLaren into this session. He's out, of course, on the softs. Apex Finley out on the mediums. James Biscuit out on the softs. Josh says, alright, let's do this. He's feeling quite confident. He's coming out on the mediums as well. It's quite interesting. Charles Leclerc out on the mediums as well. A few more mediums than I thought we would actually see.
Yeah, I mean, I was sort of expecting a few medium runners, but I wasn't expecting to see how many medium runners have we got then. Let's
have a quick check.
We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We've got 5 at the moment. That's a few more than I expected. I expected most people to go soft, but not 5 people on mediums. That's quite good.
Well then, I'm going to go on board with It's Pyro for his lap. He's going to cross the line, start his lap first, and then you can filter through after I finish that with whoever you want to go on board with. I would recommend Jack, because he is going to be starting his lap, probably be about in the first sector, I'd say. By the time that I finish with Pyro, then it's a battle for the top 10 shootout. He's probably going to make it very easily, but there's yellow flags going slow. He comes across the line to start his lap time coming around Abbey. It's a flat corner. If you don't go flat, you lose about a second, I'd probably say, because you got to get back up to speed straight away. Is through villages the first few corners, taking them pretty decently. Can we hear any wheel spin on the exit? This one into the Wellington straight. Not too much, I wouldn't say, as he is now coming through into the first sector now. DRS flap is open, as you can see. It's clearly going to be not purple, actually. That's a weird glitch, because he's the first person to cross the first sector line. So that really actually did confuse me, as he's taking all the speed here, doesn't want to spin like Saro. Oh, there's a ring to it, to be fair. Spin like Saro. Sorry, I just made a nice little song about that.
Saro spin.
He comes round. That seemed like it was quite flat, but he did downshift, so who knows. as he is going to come through Maggots and Beckett's tyres and the rears. We're screaming! And he's round! And he's out! Of Q2! And I have just caught that perfectly. Mr. BT, I'm going to finish this lap quickly. Because I'm going to have to do it because I've got nobody else. I'm glad I went on board with Pyro, not Mr. BT, but I'm here now anyway, as Temp will be crossing, or Jack will be crossing the line perfectly in time for you to carry on straight away, so I'd suggest you go on board with him now, as he's going to come round your Vel chicane, Mr. BT. He'll be setting the benchmark to get in to that first place in Q2. It doesn't mean much, but it means something to the drivers, I'm sure, with a 127.1.
So, here we go then, for Jack. He's rounding this corner. I think he was out of Village, coming up to the Wellington Straight then. Gonna come down into Brooklands. How is he gonna fare? Is he gonna be a purple sector 1 for the man on the soft tyre? Yes, it is. 27.4. Oh, goes a little bit wide there. Misses the apex a little bit for Brooklands. Now coming into Luffield. James Biscuit's actually gone quicker than Mr. BT by about a tenth. So, but here comes then Jack. He's coming up through this little straight. He's coming into Cops then. Takes the tightest line. Now veers off to the left. He's obviously going to keep it flat. No, a little lift through Cops there actually for Jack, and even a downshift. So, not bad. Is he going to do a pyro and spin into Maggots and Beckett's? No, he doesn't. He does very well and keeps it very, very clean. But here he comes. What sector is he going to set? He gets a 1-3. 3, which isn't a purple sector for the time being. But here he comes then, rounding Stowe corner. What is he going to invalidate? Is he going to go wide? No, he's not. He does very well. Coming into the final chicane, what lap time is he going to do? Does he spin? No, he does very well through there. Is he going to get too much wheel spin? No, he does well. He doesn't invalidate. Is he going to go? He goes P3 for the time being, and then IDZ unfortunately invalidates. You go on board with Rapini then.
I'm indeed already on board with him. I was waiting for him to start his lap. I was scoping out who I was going to go to after you finished with that. It just comes round into the Wellington Straight then with a DRS flap open. Karam cutting the whole of Maggots and Beckett's along with, I think that's Treeburn. He's got some air there. That was quite interesting. Brooklands was a bit of a tight corner there, and he took it a bit tighter than I think he was expecting. Getting onto the curb, that's what Saro did, and he spun and crashed out. Rapini does not do that, as he maybe doesn't want to crash out and wants to get into Q3. It's possible for him. He's had a decent lap time in Q1, tries to keep it as flat as he can, somehow not invalidating again. Maybe that's because he lost quite a lot of time by lifting off that much. So not invalidate, is the rear end really had a big step out there, which will just slow him down for these next two corners, I think, to tighten up the apex completely. Yeah, he has to tighten the apex by a lot there. He's going to be about a second off in sector 2. Yeah, so this is not going to be the greatest lap, but if it's a second off, it will still put him in the mix of Mr. Monkey and Treeburn. Now that's going to be what I feel is going to be the battle to get in to Q3.
Some of those people are on the mediums, but here comes Rapini then. What lap time is he going to set? He goes P9 for the time being. So IDZ then begins his lap, and I actually think he's on an in lap going slow. But then Karem then is coming through Luffield, heading on to heading down this straight into Cops Corner. Is he going to spin at Cops Corner like we've seen a couple of people do already? No, he has a massive lift off there for Karem, downshifting an entire gear up into 8th for the Aston Martin driver. Oh, nice and clean. Ooh, there he goes through Maggots and Beckett, and that's even further off of Jack's time. That is a second and 7/10 off of Jack's time. Jack's sector 2 time. So around in Stoke Corner, all very wide, missing the apex by loads. Surprisingly, he didn't invalidate. But what lap time is Karem in the Aston going to set? Here he comes. It's not going to be even better than the 29, I don't think. 29.3, which was him last for the time being, as Toxic just retires in P4 with a 27.2. So what do we think about Karem's lap there, Josh? Ollie?
I feel like there's a few mistakes that crept in a little bit there, but I need to go off board a lot more because I'm being on board too much. And Nightshine was a lot up on his time. I think it was about 2 to 3 tenths up on his time on the mediums. He was really wide through Luffield, but I'm not sure how much time it would have lost him as he's going to come down the old pit straight. As you can see on the left there, that's where the paddock would have been. And it is actually for the MotoGP, as I couldn't quite hear the lift there because I was speaking. And I'm obviously off board, so I can't quite hear, but the tyres are screaming. Last time I said this, as a driver spun and crashed out, who is going to be starting from P13 on the grid. If that was real life, he'd be taking some grid penalties for some component changes, I feel like, because that was a hefty hit on the front left of his car. Probably would go to the pit lane, I'd say, with the amount of changes on the Parc Ferme as well, remember. He comes around Stowe, he's looking quite slow. I just realised that he's already going to dive it into the pits. Was not going to get improved after his mistake through Luffield. I think Carem, is he on another lap or is he stopping? He's invalidated there.
So he is going to be just on board with IDZ for the time being. He's just coming through Maggots and Beckers. Not too bad for the driver. He is only he's about 6/10 off of Jacques' time. So currently this would get him through, but he just needs to be careful not to invalidate it. He took it very easy into Stowe. Wouldn't be surprised if he goes into the pit lane after that. But yeah, not too bad for the Mercedes driver.
He took the sausage curb on the inside there.
He goes P7 for the time being with a 28-0.
So I was right. Rapini, Schreiberner and Carem, the ones are fighting for their spaces in Q2. I'm going to go on board with Carem here. He's only 800ths off his time, but he needs to improve that. And Mr. BT has just taken the mick here a little bit. He's just decided to go out again, just to secure that he is 4/10 up. Is that track evolution, or is that just him being too good as he almost spins on his lap? Actually, Carem, I thought that was his in lap. As big rear end slide there. I don't know how he's kept the car going and pointing in the right direction there. I'm not too sure how he's done that, as there's obviously yellows for going slow. He's retired on the track again, Mr. BT. It's clearly in the rules to not do that, but Carem on old sets of tyres, which he'll be starting the race on if he gets into Q3, so he'll have to go out for another lap. Into the Vel chicane now. He's going to finish his lap time. Where's this going to put him? Is he improving? I don't know if he is, but he's going to come across the line, and he does improve, but it's only to P11.
So Saro actually asked if he wants to help, and I'm going to say, sorry Saro, but no, as you've got a race to focus on. We don't want to interrupt that. You need to get your head in the game after, unfortunately, your crash, so we're going to let you be for the time being, mate.
Well said. Anybody else on a lap that's intriguing me? Yes, there is. Mr. Monkey. 2,000 up on his lap time in Sector 1. He invalidates on the inside of Maggots there. That's silly invalidation, in my opinion. And anybody else? Not really. Only people on that outlaps. Who do you want to go on board with? You choose, my friend.
So I'll go on board then with... Who should I go on board? I actually really don't know who to go on board with.
So there's only Rapini and Charlotte Clark to choose from.
I guess I'll go on board with Charles then. He's a pretty quick driver, isn't he? So
he's pretty quick. He should be up there. See him take pole in Austria before he spun on the opening lap, I think it was, or the second lap. So that's
yeah.
That was a bit of a sad time for him, as Rapini starts his lap as well just before Charles Clark starts his. Off you go then, mate.
Doesn't want to go for it.
He doesn't want to go for it then. Well, off you go with Rapini then, I guess.
Well, I'll go with Rapini then. So here comes Rapini. He's going to take the village chicane. He's going to take this little corner, coming down the Wellington Straight. I pray we don't get that name wrong, otherwise that'd be a little bit embarrassing. He's 4 thousandths. Oh, invalid.
Invalid on the Brooklands corner. I haven't seen that a lot.
Actually, I've never seen that be an invalidation ever.
It's going to take quite a tight line, I'm not going to lie. Sarah's predictions for the race: Mr. BT will win sadly again because he is a sweat. Someone's a bit salty about their crash, I feel. And don't worry, like we said about France, we're not ill anymore, but the energy will be up for the race. it's because and it'll be up for Q3. Don't worry, because the battle for pole is going to be quite interesting. Unless Mr. BT sets a 126.6 again, which will just make it very annoying for the entertainment, for the race lead and the pole position, because he is clear right now. But the battle for third and in fact for second, sorry, is quite in the mist, because it's only a gap about 0.3 of a second between them, and between second and third it's about a 10.3.
Yep. Can I also just point out that the fact that Norwich is the only person who is going to be starting on the medium tyre, is that going to cost him off the start, or will it play into his hands big time during the race?
I feel we're going to see a safety car,
right?
so...
It is Britain. It is Britain. I would not be surprised if we see some rain.
Can we get a quick weather check, Sarah?
Yes, Sarah, could we get a quick weather check?
Because that'll be nice to know what the weather's going to be like, as Tree Burner's a tenth up on his time on his battle for getting into Q3. Of course, with that Norwich fan statement, he's the only driver in the top 10 to start on the mediums, because everybody else at the top 10. Wouldn't be surprised, because of it probably is a better race tyre, in my opinion. It always is a better race tyre. It's probably one of the best, just because it can go quite a while, and it's just a decent lap tyre, really, isn't it? Tree Burner then, Maggots and Beckett's. I've heard that he does not like these sets of corners very much, but he looked pretty decent through there. Rear end wanted to step out all the time. He's still a 10th up right now. This is not good enough to get him up into Q3 in his battle, as Charles Leclerc finds himself confidently in. I'm not sure what I feel about that one, because it takes 3 times, to push him out. Could we see another shock exit like Pyro after his crash? I'm not too sure. Coming round then, the final corner will be Tree Burner. He's going to come across the line, and it's not enough. He's going to have to go again, if he can, to get up into Q3.
Yeah. This is really wasting the tyres. And I mean, I'm sorry, Tree Burner, you've got to start the race on this set.
And Rapini is finished. Carem is in the pits. He's out. Tree Burner, unless he improves as much on his lap time and he comes across the first sector line, he's up 2 tenths on his time. He looks like he's out. Rapini might be into Q3, I think, for only the second time, maybe?
Max is out.
He is indeed out. He's even just retired. And Mr. Monkey, he can just slow down, finish his lap on these tyres. I'm not sure what the state of his other ones are, to be fair, because they might not be as better off as this, but he comes around cops, he's got something to talk about. Yep.
Rapini, he's going to be starting the race on 4 lap old softs.
Oh no. I don't know if he understands the rules of F1. It's a purple second sector, but it's obviously not, but he's a 10th up on his time. This could put him in a little lofty position of P7, so that might be something to note.
Can I just say something? Sarah, we would like a weather report. A weather report, please. Weather reports.
Oh yeah. Mr. Monkey though, he had a few first lap spins, first corner spins actually. He had one in France, had one in Britain last year. I think he might have had one in Baku as well.
Full dry, repeat.
Fully dry. Okay, well, Q3 then. Theo, it's time to get the energy up. We've got a full 10 drivers. Mr. BT lines up, 4 tenths clear, going into Q3. It's Pyro Spun, Tree Burner and Karem out, as well as him, as he was over here. There it is.
I mean, I'm not going to be very enthusiastic, as last time Josh posted me on his TikTok of me being enthusiastic, I got 180 something comments of my voice saying how that my voice was squeaky and I sounded like a baby, and that I'm not mature enough to be a commentator. So I'm just not really going to express much energy today, as I can't be dealing with that shite.
Well, my voice is a lot deeper, so I will be bringing the energy, I guess.
You bring the energy.
And if they want to hate on me, suck your mum. Simple as that, really.
Just because I'm a 12-year-old and they don't like my squeaky voice, it's not my fault.
Exactly. And they probably say not mature enough, but you definitely are. because they're probably like 13, probably going, "Oh, I'm not mature enough," because I'm not mature enough, basically, is what they're probably saying. They're just very jealous that you're in a league with over 100 people and you're a commentator.
Yeah.
Stop swearing.
Sorry.
It was one word. We won't do it anymore. But you can understand why, because hate is not a very nice thing to experience, especially when you're 12 years old, only doing it for a bit of fun. So there's no point giving hate to somebody that, if I was earning money for it, they can hate me as much as they want, but I mean, I'm not earning anything for it, so why do I deserve to get the hate? You know what I mean?
Yep.
But anyway, Josh, it was one word. It's alright. It won't happen again.
Alright, are you sure? Are you sure you want me to have energy? Right.
IDZ, coming out of the garage, let's go.
Come on, IDZ, my friend. My SBR teammate. What a goat.
Goat, absolute goat.
What a goat.
Everybody then, coming out for laps, apart from Rapini and Mr. Monkey.
Well, Rapini just left the session.
Okay then.
I'm gonna be a bit of a commentator who writes things down. I'm gonna write down race highlights for today.
Fair enough.
Highlights.
So IDZ then. What was the TikTok that he posted?
Who, Josh? Yeah, his overtake on Apex Finley was a really clean overtake, and I go, but here goes Josh, he's there a switchback, and I go, oh, what a move from the Alpine driver, and he goes, oh, what a move, and they were all going, oh, baby voice, oh, you're so immature, not mature enough to be a commentator, trying too hard, too energetic. I'm sorry, but how can you be too energetic?
It's because they're lonely and sit in their room all day, sweating FIFA.
You gamble with Apex Finley.
Alrighty then. He's going to cross the line. He's going to set the benchmark for Q3. I'm not going to pick a side here, but it's most likely going to be beaten by a few people, but who knows, he might pull something out the bag that we just don't know that he's got as he comes through Village. Now the first few corners, actually the third corner, actually I think it is, yeah it is the third corner, into the fourth, into the fifth, going down the Wellington straight with the DRS first open, the first of two DRS zones. The second one, of course, being down the Hangar straight as he comes through. It's clearly a purple first sector. We'll go on board with James to see if he goes faster. Apparently not. I'm not quite sure what I feel about that.
Oh no, he did.
I think he did go faster, yes, as Apex Finley. I've said this a few times now, carrying all the speed down into the old pit straight into Cop's corner. We're going to do the telemetry just for this corner. There is no lift-off. And he doesn't even invalidate. There was no lift-off there, so that worked like a treat for him. But now he invalidates anyway. Took it flat and invalidated on the next corners. But that's fine because it sets it up perfectly for James Biscuit. I don't really think
he wants to give him a go.
But he is.
Maybe he does.
Getting really close. There's an Alpine off. Toxic Sweet is off. And he's just staying there, sitting like a duck. That's interesting. As temp is round as well at Cops. Caught that at the perfect moment. I didn't mean to, but I did by accident. But it's all alright because James sets a 1:27.2. That will need to be improved for pole position because we saw Mr. BT on a less evolved track do a better lap time than that as Norwich enters the pits. Did he have a bit of an issue with his lap? Temp will obviously enter the pits. He had an issue with his lap.
Maybe he got hampered by Jack.
Maybe he did, but Charlotte Clark goes 2 tenths faster than James Biscuit. Was over a bit of
Mr. BT's gonna blow it out of the water.
He's blown it out the water, indeed he has, as IDZ is invalidated on his lap time. Mr. Monkey has gone purple apparently. I don't believe that for a second because no one can beat Mr. BT. He's unbeatable at the moment. That's the only reason why I think it's just unbelievable. Because no one can beat Mr. BT. He's 3 tenths clear. Only Temp and James in this lobby, I feel, have the capabilities to beat him. Maybe Pyro did, but he spun at maggots. So Mr. Monkey rounds the final corner. He goes 4th fastest. 7 tenths off the pace of 3rd place. IDZ is round. I just spectated that at the perfect time.
At Abby. Oh, I caught that.
I caught that too. You can't be doing that.
IDZ.
And unfortunately, if the league owner's watching, he might get a penalty for that.
Can I also just say, right, so I've caught Michael's resetting to track, I've caught IDZ reset to track twice, and I've caught Ben reset to track. And if you want proof, come look at my stream, right? Oh, and that is a Ferrari, by the way, Charles. Charles round. Charles was round.
Charles is round. Maggots.
Was.
He was round, but I came in to spectate him a little bit too late. IDZ obviously invalidated after his little spin.
Oh, and James Biscuit has cut the entirety of Abby.
Oh, nice. Yellows, I'm not too sure why. Is he spinning around continuously? IDZ is not. Has he run out of fuel?
No, he's just keeping his tyres.
He's going painfully slow after that spin into turn 1. Both Alpines though, setting up a lap. Same with Temp after his spin. So lucky not to be out there. He had a big impact on his rear wing, so...
Always venomous at cops, isn't it?
It really is. And it's such a high-speed corner. You spin off there, it's so hard to save it.
Yeah.
Without flat spotting your tyres, if you got, obviously, anti-lock brakes on.
Whoa! I'm sorry, but was that James overshooting? I might call James from now on Jahamas, because I like calling Jahamas James, you know, because I like that.
Dude,
I'll
that's
call
great.
him James. So, Norwich fan is going to begin his lap. So you actually come and say, go with James then. No, James in pit. Go with Norwich then.
Okay, I'll just follow what you commentate because it's easier.
Oh, okay then. So here comes Norwich. Gonna go down into Abbey. Got to make sure to keep on track. Do not spin. Coming into Village. Looking very clean and superb. Rounding this corner. I'm not quite sure what it's called. But he's gonna head onto the Wellington Straight.
Before you finish that quickly, his helmet design is beautiful, I have to say. I know it's pink, but it just looks so good. And it's also in tribute to Antoine Hubert, by the way. So that is why he is using that.
So yes, Ollie back on muted. No fan takes the tightest line through there. He's going to head through cops. Are we going to see him do what Jack did? Is it going to be a problem? No. He keeps it clean. Very nice through there. Coming through Magus and Beckett's then. What is the Alpine driver going to do? Rounding this little corner. What sector time is he going to set? 3.4, not sure if that's the purple sector. Mr. BT probably went a little bit quicker. He's going to round Stowe. Now what lap time? Can the reset? Now he rounds Stowe corner. Oh, and he's invalidated. Oh, and he cuts the chicane. Oh, and he goes into the pits. Just about gets it slowed.
Yeah, and so did Jack as well. He got into the pits earlier than he wanted to as well. Toxic just way. Yeah, go on.
So Toxic then is going to come into the chicane. Here he goes. Is he going to improve? Comes down the Hamilton straight, and that's Murkoff of IDZ. Toxic goes P3, but IDZ is off on the exit of Luffield.
That's quite interesting, to be fair, because unless you take if you accelerate too much, you can, of course, get onto the curb, and then the outside of that is a gravel trap, and that would mess you up. But it's quite a hard corner to really mess up on, because you would just slow down. You know, it's common sense. You know, you slow down if you're not going to make a corner. And he didn't do that, so he paid the price and he got onto the gravel. A bit too much there. What is interesting to me is there are 4 drivers who have not set times yet. 3 of those drivers are still in the pits waiting to have one chance here or nothing. And we need somebody to rival Mr. BT, and Temp Jack has got the biggest chance. Same with James, but he needs to improve that time by quite a bit.
Quite a margin. So I would like you to commentate that app with Mr. BT, if that would be okay.
That would be perfectly fine. I'll happily do that, because if he improves, I think we might as well not call it provisional. We should just call it pole.
Right.
But
go.
Provisional pole right now, Mr. BT. If you can improve that time, provisional pole could turn in to pole as the 3 drivers haven't set lap time coming up for the laps now, apart from Rapini, who actually left the session, of course. Mr. BT, yellow flags, go on board. Norwich van spun through the first few corners there. Now you're gonna have to wait quite a while to get up. I think that's just trying to do a bit of an unorthodox way of heating the tyres. Coming through the first sector, he is improving on his lap time. I don't know how, because that is a stellar lap time already. If he makes a mistake, well, it's not the biggest deal, is it? But we've seen him do a better lap time in Q2 on a less evoluted track, so it'll be very interesting to see what he does. He's right behind his rival here. Is there a chance of a tow? I'm not too sure. It's a bit of a long distance one if it is. He looked like he stayed flat through there, so he's really giving it everything on this lap to make sure that he can seal pole, which is already on provisional for, so it's all good. But I think Jack is just... Nah, he's moving out the way. That was quite interesting as he goes 800ths up on his lap time. This is currently probably a lap record in GWF for Britain, of course. I think it already was anyway in the first place, even before the patch of Portugal coming into the game. And we're going to see Imola and Portugal surely in this calendar. We're going to have to get them added all next season. But he's going to come across the line, improve his lap time by a 10th and a 7. And he's 5 tenths in the lead of provisional pole position. As James needs, look at him now, cutting maggots and Beckett's just to get to the line. He's not going to do it in time. Unfortunately for James.
He will. He'll get it.
Well, we're going to have to go on board with him for now. I'm just going to let you commentate whoever you want to after he gets across the line. The checker flag is going to fall. Is it going to be too close for James Biscuit? I'm not too sure. I think it's going to be really tight. He's got 7 seconds to make it to the line. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. The checkered flag has arrived. He's not made it. 5th place is the highest he can get. The same with Mr. Monkey is 6th place. IDZ and Rapini obviously have finished as well. And you pick and choose whether you want to go on board with me, and I'll just follow on.
So here comes Skip, Butties, or Jack, or whatever you want to call him, going through Cops. There is a lift. I'm not sure if Mr. BT lifted, but here he comes then, rounding Maggots and Beckett. How is he going to fare? What gear does he go down to? Does he shift as aggressively as Mr. BT? No, he doesn't. But Jack, he's got to improve. He's got to get a good lap on the ball. It's not a purple sector 2, so I think that Mr. BT, hold on, is that a Ferrari off? That is, it's Charles Leclerc in the wall, but can't be going on ball with him when Jack is just going to begin his lap. But here comes the Red Bull driver. Hold on, let's talk about Apex Finley P2 for now, by the way. So here comes Jack. Oh, and he spun at the final corner. So, oh, and there's a reset. And he's only going to get P8. But here comes Norwich then. 1 lap time. Is the Alpine driver going to set, rounding the chicane? Is he going to do the exact same as Jack? No. Is he going to get pole position? No, he's not. He goes P5.
Apex Finley, what a lap. If Mr. BT doesn't come out for a second lap time, I'm pretty sure he might have taken pole off him. So that's a fantastic lap from Apex Finley there. As I can just spectate him going into the pits for some reason. This is quite interesting. I haven't seen this before. But there you go then. There's your top 10 for the race. Mr. BT, 2 tenths pole position. Apex Finley on the front row. Charles Leclerc and Toxic Sweet taking up the 2nd row and 3rd and 4th. Norwich fan in 5th. James Biscuit with a bit of a disappointing one. Couldn't make it to the line in time. Just misjudged it completely in 6th. Mr. Monkey with a good lap in 7th. IDZ. Also really disappointed for the Mercedes team in 8th. Temp couldn't get a good lap in. He spun into the entry of the last corner. And Rapini, of course, I think lagged out the session. He finishes in 10th. Apex Finley is the most underrated driver in GWF, says Saro_25 on YouTube. What's your expectations for the race then, Leo? They're great. Well, we arrive at race day. I'm not quite sure where Leo is, but...
Right, sorry, I had my mic muted.
He's right here. What's your expectations for the race then, Leo?
I was just saying that I think Ben's gonna crash.
Ooh. Also, would you like me to do lights out because of the haters or not? I don't mind.
No, I'm gonna do lights out to prove these haters wrong.
Good on you, mate.
That's the mentality we have. Here we go. So obviously we're gonna have a formation lap. Just gonna drag you guys through what tyres everyone's starting on. So let's have a look then. So Mr. BT soft, Finley medium, Charles medium, Toxic soft, Norwich medium, James, Mr. Monkey, IDZ, Jack, Rapini, Karem, Tree Burner, Tony, Saro, Kilan, Neo, Janek, Aita are all on soft. Michaels is on the medium tyre.
What's interesting to me is, why would you go on the mediums when you see everybody else on the softs? And there's obviously a potential for a safety car.
Oh, Michael's being a bit aggressive there. I mean, I know Michael's, he's a good driver, but he can be aggressive on the safety car. That is one thing I like, and Michael's does. He loves to go side by side on the safety car. He loves it.
Don't blame him, to be fair. You need to get the best exit you possibly can, and getting the drivers ahead of you heads as Asa is in AI mode. That will be him dropping down probably to last off the restart. Same thing actually with Janek, and same thing with Rapini. So we could see a few drivers dropping down of places at the start of the race due to probably lag issues. But with Janek, I'm not sure what happened to him. Michaels though is going to want to charge through the field. How much can he do that? I'm not too sure. Can he get a podium? Who knows? Who's going to be the podium? Seeing as James is starting 6th and Jack is starting 9th. That's going to be very interesting to me.
It's Pyro who's going to get a podium, I think.
He's spun in Q2, which is the reason he's starting in 13th.
Yeah.
We know he has the pace. He seemed pretty decent when he was on that lap in the first place. I think he went faster in the first sector than James did, so he could have been in a possible P5 or P4, but unfortunately that did not happen, as they're going to be lining up on the grid now. Apex Finley on the front row. What a lap from him.
So then Ollie is going to hand over to me for lights out. Why am I on board with Finley? I need to be on board with Ben. Hopefully I can get a good camera angle. Predicted pit stop strategy is a soft to medium or medium to hard. But here we go then for lights out, and away we go. So 3 lights, 4 lights, now 5 lights. All the cars revving their engines. Here we go then. It's lights out and away we go for GWF Season 2 Round 2, and Ben gets a good start. Charles Leclerc and Finley are pretty much side by side. Is there an incident on T1? That's someone going very wide. I wonder who that is, but it's all been relatively clean, as I think Ace has dropped down a few positions and Charles Leclerc and Norwich are now side by side. Oh, and there's contact with the Alpine driver and the Ferrari as Ronnie is trying to build his way through the field, and he's trying to not do too much. Oh, it's skip! Oh, there's a bit of an incident there. There was a little bit of contact between the Mercedes and Red Bull driver, but everyone's still side by side. Mr. Monkey is side by side with Tony. How is Mr. Monkey? Is he going to keep it pinned? Is there going to be a few moves into cops? Can we finally see a move into cops? Oh, as Tony has a bit of a moment. Oh, and now Tony and Jack are going side by side. This could be an incident, but there's a move into cops up the other side. No, they're all
banging wheels.
Oh, but there is, and Tony and Jack are going side by side. Could there be a move into Maggots? No, there's not.
There is a Tree Burner and Michaels, though. Michaels already up into P14. He's going to be trying to go for a switchback through the Maggots and Beckett's. And how is he going to do through here? We didn't see him actually set a good lap time in Q1, which is the reason he was out.
What a ping! What a ping! And now he's gone past Tree Burner with ease. And could he be passing Ronnie into Stowe? Corner round is outside. Could he do it? No. Is Tree Burner still going to have it pinned? No, he's not. But is he going to?
I'll tell you who is going to have it pinned though, Michaels.
Yes, he is. Let's have a look. Maybe not. Maybe he's thinking.
IDZ left a bit too much room. Missed the apex.
But here we go. And he's gone a little bit wide, but there's someone going wide in front of him. So sorry if I haven't let you talk that much. It's just been a bit of a crazy restart with Jack. Jack's gone off and has had to cut the corner. As Mr. Monkey and Tony have made a little bit of contact.
Switchback going on though. What a move this can be if he can get it off and done with. He goes on the inside into the Wellington straight there, but this is going to carry on though due to the slipstream. Is it not quite enough? But that's why we need DRS in the second lap. But unfortunately, we can't get that already. As Karem, by the way, has got a 5-3-second penalty.
Side with Mr. Monkey. And they're still side by side, coming through left field. Could there be something going on in Scott's corner? They're both using their ERS. It's going to be side by side into Cops corner, I do predict, unless one of them backs out. It's still side by side into Cops corner. Oh, and that's Karem and Jato. Max out. Oh, they've both made contact. And I think there's a full safety car. No, it's only virtual. And Sarah gets past Mr. Monkey, and so does Jack. I wonder what's happened with that incident.
It's a full course.
Banged wheels. Oh, no, it is a full course caution. I think they're both banged wheels. And they've spun each other.
Karem already got a 3.
I won't be driving, I've got bans.
Aww, it's quite sad.
Asa.
And I was correct, by the way. Rapini, Janek, and Asa, the bottom 3 in their ghosted cars. Fire Ghost to P15. I'm going to run you through the position changes right now. Mr. BT and Apex Finley maintaining position perfectly fine there. Toxic to Sweet up 1, Charlotte Clerk down 1, James Biscuit up 1, Norwich fan down 1, Pyro up 6 places off the start, Skip Bite is only up 1, Saro up 5 off the start, Mr. Monkey fell on 3 places, Nia went up 5, IDZ went up down 4, and the joint most positions up is obviously Michaels with 6 places up as well, as Fire Ghost goes really wide and actually loses position.
Yeah, so
Kalan
I'm just gonna
up
go
1,
and grab my phone charger, so you keep talking.
Janek up 2, Rapini down 6, and Cardei up 3, but it was up 5 before he had that little moment on the edge there, and it's a great start again as we were expecting. The Aston Martin safety car is what they are all sitting under right now. If we could get a little bit of a side-by-side view for that one, that would be pretty nice, as Mr. PT feints to go into the old pit lane, which is obviously very much impossible for him to do that. As the MotoGP pit lane, if you didn't know, as Apex Finley was giving a little bit of a gap to Toxic Sui, I feel, and he will not be happy with that full-course safety car on lap 2, as they were going side-by-side. I think it was actually through cops. I'm not too sure. Two cars were just stricken in the road. Well, I guess we just missed out on it completely. So we're going to see an incident report of that. It would be quite a spectacular crash if it was to happen. There's Norwich fan going so slowly and getting a 5-second penalty for collision with James Biscuit, and it's Pyro has to give way position because he got past, but Norwich fan has been passed by its Pyro and been given a 5-second time penalty for it. So this is just a double whammy for him.
Big crash between Karem and Max. Just seen what Karem sent into the chat. I don't think there was anything he could do. His steering wheel was fully straight, and I think Max just turned into him a little bit.
I'm gonna have a look at this as well. Looking through, and he does have a little twitching.
Norwich boxes.
So does IDZ. IDZ. Ooh, we've got a bit of front wing damage and a 5-second penalty. But this is smart. He's going to go front wing change and serving the penalty. Oh yeah, he's not even got a wing. He's onto the hards.
No, he's going to hard end, I think.
Because if he didn't start on the mediums, he could have gone mediums to the end, because mediums go the same length of the hards on this track. And that is why I said we should see many people start on the softs for this race, but he went for the medium strategy. So that will come back to bite him, I'm sure. Why is safety car staying out? Lol, everyone is packed because it has to be 2 laps out at least. I'm pretty sure, and you know, it was on a straight, so they're going to have to clear up a lot of debris there as well.
Ooh, everyone going a little bit side by side here. Just on board with Michaels. He's so good at comebacks. I mean, I keep mentioning SBR. In SBR Tier 2, he starts from the back of the grid because he had a quali ban, right? And he comes through the pack to finish P2 ahead of me in P3. Just so I'm a very good driver. So yeah, he's a great driver. He's really good at comebacks. Is Sergio Michaels? I would not be surprised if he gets a podium, maybe even contest for the win.
Can I lead the safety car away for the restart?
Yeah, of Of course you can.
Okay, you keep talking. I'll be back in a second.
And GWF Josh says, bruh, Antonio / it's Pyro brake checks me. So, we don't like that. Ooh! That was a bit of a side-by-side moment there for IDZ. But then, Ollie, you've got to come back pretty quickly.
I am here already, my friend. As we're going to lead away. Mr. BT in the lead of the safety car. He's dropping that safety car like a fly. So, when's he going to go? Because the safety car needs to get past that timing line for him to go, and he's going so slowly, making the pack all dealt together. Skip by, he needs to cut through the pack. So does its Pyro as he has gone now. Are they going to overtake the safety car too quickly? No, they can't because he's too far wide, but he's going to go already. He seems to be going full throttle. He's going to come through. Green flags are being waved. It's Pyro's passed, and James is in the wall. He has survived the crash somehow, but he was in the wall, and this will maybe be some comebacks here because Apex has been dropped already. He's going side by side with Toxic just where he's round almost, and it's a brilliant catch by him. It's an invite pressure though on him, but it's luckily he got away with it into that corner. It's just another person round. It's Quillan is round. I'm pretty sure he just had a bit of a touch there on his rear end. He's somehow just scathing his way through. As Michael's up into P10 already, Neo up also into P9, Temp up to P7, 6, Saro down to P7, going side by side almost with Mr. Monkey. Could there be a little move into Cops with the slipstream going down as DRS didn't even get enabled at the start of this race, and we're on lap 5. So there hasn't been any DRS. It's a move into Cops. He's going to try it round the outside. He cannot quite do it. He has to lift off too much, but they're going to be solely going to try and go side by side into Maggers and Beckett's. I'm not too sure. The 3-second time penalty goes to Fire Ghost Cardeyi. As look at that pack of a DRS train when it opens.
James Biscuit is going to have to box. He has to box. He's got significant front wing damage. He's struggling to make.
He's lost an end plate completely. And Rapini's even passed him in a ghosted car.
And Mr. Monkey are were side by side. Oh, and there's a move.
He tried to let him too much room. He tried to leave him too much room. Yeah, he could have just cut him off completely. He wasn't even side by side with him. Maybe he got a red arrow, I'm not too sure. I'm not in the mind of Saro. As James Biscuit speeds in the pit lane, and it's getting from bad to worse for him. As Pyro is getting past side by side now, and he gets the move done.
Here comes Jack on Charles even. Oh, but Charles has a little bit of a moment. That means he's probably not going to pass Tony. And here comes Jack. Is there going to be a move around the outside for Jack into the field? No, he just keeps it clean. So good for the Red Bull driver. But now, the Red Bull of Jack is right on Charles' arse, and there's a little bit of, oh, excuse my language, right on Charles' gearbox, and there's a little bit of contact. And is there going to be a move into Cops? This is exactly like the Lewis Hamilton situation. Is he going to stick a wheel up there? No, he's not. There's a big lift. But let's talk about Mr. BT. He's pulled away from Toxic Jusui. So, good. Oh, no, speaking of, there was a move. There was a move. Didn't think there would have been a move. But now Apex Finley is probably right on the back of Toxic. And this is just when the soft tyres just sort of die.
But if we go quickly here with Michaels, he's going to try it down the inside. No, he's not. But he's up into P9 already. What a comeback this is. As they're going to surely go for a move into the Vel chicane now. He's going to brake latest. No, he can't brake too late. This is a brilliant camera angle. I'm not even being sarcastic. I'm getting a front wing. DRS been enabled. Pyro with the fastest lap. Could there be some fight for the win if they can get past Toxic Jusui in second place? Just because, you know, everyone looks so fast, including Mr. BT, of course. But please, someone calls a safety car later on in the race so we can tighten up the field a little bit, because this is getting ridiculous. He's already 1.8 ahead. He goes a little bit slow through that section though compared to Toxic Jusui. He loses about a tenth of time, but I'm sure it's all okay because he'll pull away from him in the next 3 corners. Pyro looking for a move down the inside of Apex Finley, starting on the second row. Apex Finley did, almost falling back out of the podium places now into lap 7 of the race. Quillan gets past Cardeyi.
I think Fire Ghost has got a little bit of damage.
Now he definitely has got damage.
With Ronnie.
Are we going to see an incident there? I'm not too sure.
Michaels is going to be looking for a move on Mr. Monkey.
And it's Pyro is up into the lead, and he's pushed him off the track completely into the grass. And he's going to have DRS because of that as well. And so is... Oh my, he's going to get Toxic as well. And then they almost touch a little bit there. On the inside, he goes down. And he's up into second place now. But he did shove somebody off the track completely. Toxic just sweet.
Mr. Monkey. Michael's just passed Mr. Monkey. And he's been a little bit forced off the circuit there. And when there was contact.
Toxic just sweet right up his gearbox. This is another great camera angle to show as he's going to try it. Maybe down the inside of Abbey into turn 1. He can't do that. It's a bit of a dangerous corner to try it on. 3-second time penalty.
Oh, there's a move!
And he's going to go for a move down the inside! Oh, almost wheel banging, almost. And this is inviting Skip Buddy to overtake Apex Philly. He might have a bit of damage there, I'm not too sure, but he has to cut a lot of the chicane. And he gets a penalty for it as well.
Oh, and there's a bit of and Michaels and Mr. Monkey are still side by side. Go on board with this battle. This is a great battle. Mr. Monkey's going to go back at Michaels, side by side down into Brooklyn's almost. Almost a bit of contact. Michaels leaves the door open there, as Bruno Mars would say. And Mr. Monkey, could there be a move into Cops for the Aston Martin driver? No, Michaels has a better exit. So great battling here in the midfield.
James Biscuit with the fastest lap of the race. He's just unfortunate with his into the wall moment.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we see another safety car, as I think Jack is going to pass.
Pyro went onto the grass as well, so it could be a sitting duck on this straight to Toxic to Sweet. He is going to be into the braking zone of Stowe. Is he in the second place? Yes, he is. It's Pyro cannot defend for the life of him there. But Apex Philly now got a brilliant exit, and he's going to have to go around the outside. And he's going to have the inside line for the next corner, but couldn't quite hold it. And Jack is going to take that as an advantage for him.
Oh, and there's contact! As Apex shuts the door, is there going to be a move down the inside into Abbey? No, Jack just thinks better of it there.
Is there going to be moving to... Oh, he spun around!
Oh, Michael! Oh, who's that? Jack!
Jack has spun around, he got on the inside curb, he's into the wall, there's damage for him as well. And this is falling into the hands of Mr. BT completely.
And Jack came back onto the circuit, and now he's caused Ronnie to make contact with Killan. Oh, and Tony's going to get back at Toxic Sweet.
And with DRS open as well, Temp, we're going to go on board with him. He's going to surely fly past Neo, a little bit of a weird weaving there, as he's going to send it down the inside, and he's going to get the move done. No, he's not. What a move by Neo, as he keeps it in. Not quite enough though, and he's going to keep it. But there is a little bit. Oh, he's out again! Onto the gravel, and he's into the back as well. His rear end's taking a hefty hit there. As Temp is round for the second time in this race, the second time of this lap.
Oh, and James!
Is he round as well?
Red Bull, Jack, oh no. James
he's round as well.
Oh, and Jack's gone again.
And he's not out of the race somehow. But he's really out of the contest for anything here, because he is really in a bad place with his tyres, and he's going to have to pit anyway very soon, as it's Pyro goes fastest yet again, leading this DRS train, which was about 4 cars. Killan is boxing into the pits. This means that pit window is open, as Skip Buddies is out of the race. He's off at Maggots and Beckett's, and this could be a safety car. He's right in the wall. He's a bit off the circuit though, so we hope that it's not, but for entertainment reasons we hope that it is. And it's all yellow flags. More for Neo, who's off at the first corner into the wall. Debris on the track. It's a virtual safety car.
Come on.
Entertainment purposes, scream forward for us now, as Pyro's got the pace to catch up to Mr. BT, and we hope it's a full safety car for them to link up together and try battle for the lead again. But unfortunately it's just a virtual for now, unless anything else happens here.
Could we see some drive-throughs though? Oh, that was a brake check from Tony. That was a brake check. That penalty is going to be removed for Toxic. That was a brake check.
Does he have damage though?
That's the key question. I mean, if he does, Ruben is going to report that, because that was a brake check.
But unfortunately, if he has damage, well actually, he has to serve the penalty in this race. So I don't know how they're going to be able to deal with that one after it being served, because we know what the rules are. You serve the penalty, it really struggles to get it removed for you, but he has to box. He's boxing anyway, I think. But But are we going to see a front wing replacement as Apex Finley
Tony!
stays out? And he speeds in the pit lane as well. Apex Finley does not pit. And there's a miss. There you go. There's the drive for penalty that you were expecting. Is for some reason Apex Finley has not pitted as the safety car is actually being released straight away. Apex Finley is into the lead of the race. How much of a launch can he get from the cars behind? It could be quite a lot, but he's actually coming up. I think, is that lapping James Biscuit? Yes, it is. He's actually left the session. I think it's getting lapped by Apex Finley, and that is James's race completely over here. And yeah, that's not great. It's just 5 people pitting into the pit off the restart there. Apex Finley though, did he time that to perfection? Did he not? Did he see that the safety car was coming in and decided to stay out? I'm not sure. What is the gap to him and Mr. BT? And is it going to be ever closing? It's 21 seconds. It's quite a long pit lane here at Silverstone, so he might be in second place still because everybody else that's further behind him is too far for the pit lane to say.
Oh, and he's gone wide. He went wide a little bit there, and that's cost him a little bit of time to Charles. If they end up battling, this still costs them loads of positions.
Sorry, in a podium position right now. Sorry for interrupting, but Michaels is getting really close to the rear end now. He's going to have DRS with a better exit as well. Surely we're going to see him have a flying move past Saro here for a podium position as it stands. Obviously, the net position is a lot different because of the pit stops that have been made so far. But if a safety car was to fall right now, this would be falling perfectly for Michaels, who will probably stay in that podium position apart from Norwich fan, who's on the hard compound tyre. Up into P5. Saro gets overtaken and goes into the pit lane.
Mr. Monkey! I think there was contact.
There is.
It's Tony, yeah.
It's Pyro.
They clipped each other.
Was almost challenging for the lead, and he's now spun round and down into 12th place is Mr. Monkey. He's going to fly past him, they touch again!
He's taking him out.
He has taken him out, and that is surely a qualifying ban, as Neo is also out of the race at Cops. And there's a safety car, and this is perfect here for Michaels, as he might be able to get a podium position and maybe even fight for the race win here. As so many people going round, and probably a race ban for its Pyro, as he purposely, I don't know what happened before with Mr. Monkey, but purposely takes him out afterwards. And we're going to see Michaels has missed the pit lane, to be fair.
Oh, has he?
Well, I don't know, he hasn't, sorry.
Oh, wow.
He was already far. But with the Delta time, we could see him and Apex Finley be perfectly into positions as we go to the gap to the leader here. And Apex Finley has a gap of 25 seconds to the leader. Apex Finley and Charles Leclerc might be in the race lead.
Can I just say something? If they pit, Norwich fan is going to be in the lead. He's boxing hard to the end, right? I already said he's going to be in P2, maybe not due to the penalties, but he's going to be in P2, and he is going to try his hardest to fend off Mr. BT and Saro. He's got to try his hardest, so this could be good for the Alpine, as Michael stays out.
Michael stays out? That's,
So does Finley. No, Finley boxes. Michael's
has stayed out to be in the race lead because I think he doesn't want to put onto the hards because softs will not make it to the ends from here, but maybe they apparently will.
Apex has gone for it.
Apex has gone for it, yeah. Charles Leclerc though doesn't go for it. He goes into the hards.
I did this and they did it. They made it, so it should be alright.
This could be perfect for Apex Finley because there is a few gaps as Norwich fan gets himself off those hard tyres, probably onto the mediums, now he's onto the softs, so they can make it to the end surely. Onto the podium.
Doesn't jump Apex! Apex is net P1!
That's huge. Absolutely huge there, as Michael's made a huge mistake not pitting here because they're all going to be bunched up, and by the time those mediums pop off, they're going to go down to a possible last place again. And this is going to be horrid, as his James Biscuit is behind the leader, so his race is completely and utterly over now. He cannot unlap. James Biscuit is 16th, and that is probably confirmed as of right now anyway, unless of course Michaels crashes into the safety car, which we haven't actually seen in GWF so far. 4 DNFs so far. Tribano and Karem colliding, Skip Botties with his tyres popping off completely, going into maggots and crashing. Neo had a bit of an episode at Cops, but before that had an episode at turn 1 into the wall. Mr. Monkey and Pyro having a double episode. Surprisingly, Mr. Monkey was not out of the race because of that. But Michaels is in the lead of the race. But the net race lead is for Apex Finley, who's hired second. The front row might finish the exact same. And a podium for Charles Leclerc is on the cards. And a podium for Saro could possibly be on the cards as well. But for the championship, I think leader, was it? No, it wasn't, was it? Who's championship leader? Norwich fan.
Norwich.
So Norwich fan. 7th place, Charles Leclerc into the pits.
What? Why?
And a 5-second penalty for speeding as well. Toast to Sweet with an issue with Norwich fan taking a 5-second time penalty. Mr. BT is up into the podium. He already was before, but that was a little glitch as for some reason Charles Leclerc overtook people before he got into the pits because it cuts the whole Vale chicane. Quite interesting, I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not quite sure why Charles was boxed. I think he wanted to get on the different set of tyre and then just
I think he realised, yeah, because he's in a net. He's a P10 right now, to be fair, and he's gonna get jumped by his teammate.
But his teammate is AI, so it'll be an easy.
So it'll be an easy overtake, but he's gonna get jumped by anybody else. No, he's not. P11, technically a P9 because Janek and Asa both in AI mode, so it could be alright as Cardei with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Interesante is interesting in Spanish, if you didn't know.
Oh, interessant is interesting in French.
Indeed it is.
Yes, me and Ollie know our languages, don't we?
And Donker is thank you in German. I only know that because
gracias
is
thank you in Spanish.
And Chebion is, I think, well done in French.
Very good.
Yeah,
no,
very good. Same
Trebion. Very
Yeah.
good, yes, very good, very good.
So it's close to well done, but it means similar
Yeah.
things. Ma maison is my house. Anyone wondering? In French.
Yeah, I knew that.
Coupe à la maison is bring the cup home. In French.
Yeah.
I know that because of
You know that
a certain
song.
song. Don't know what song it's. I don't know what song it is.
Bonjour,
It's safety car
my
in this
man.
lap. Oh wow! What a surprise! As James Biscuit is going to have to make way to every car behind him, so he's going to be lapped by every single car. So that's quite sad for him. In P16, you never know what happens. If there's a 6 more retirements, he could catch himself in a points position. With 13 laps remaining to go, Michaels is leading away the safety car. I think he's actually gone now. He has gone now.
And now, due to James being in front of Finley, Finley's had a rubbish restart. And Asa, what's happened to Asa? Asa's just lost loads of positions. Interesting.
Going around the first corner, then it's James Biscuit. He's in a net P2 right now, but he's in ghosted form because he's getting lapped. He's actually faster, to be fair. Right now than Michaels. His blue flags are being waved. This is what's gonna ruin his race completely. As Apex Finley wants to get past him as soon as possible because he's gonna get penalties for ignoring blue flags.
And Saro. And they're side by side are Toxic and Saro. Could there be an incident?
Almost 3 wide into that corner as well. They're wheel banging as well.
They're still side by side and they're wheel banging. As Toxic has to sit off. But they're going to be side by side. Oh, and there's wheel banging. Oh, and there's even more contact. Are they going to be side by side?
Who's not? I think Saro was deploying everything he had there as he goes wide into cops. This could have invited Norwich fan, but he stayed flat. Saro really slow through there. He's actually brake checked him because you don't brake for that corner unless his tyres are going off, which they're not because he's pitted.
BT, yeah, he's got to get past Finley as Tony has gone off track there.
Apex Finley looking quite slow down that straight.
Are Toxic and Saro, and they're going to be side by side in what is this chicane called?
Vale chicane. He brakes later. It's Toxic Sasui who makes the move or keeps it stuck. I mean, right on the rear.
Camera angle was absolutely brilliant, and there's going to be there was contact. And there's going to be a move into Abbey maybe. No, there's not. As Norwich fan thinks it's better of it. Could there be a move into Village?
Yes, there is.
Yes, there is. is the answer. As Pyro and Kenan are now side by side. No,
This is camera angle,
they're not
man.
anymore. Tony has got past him. Oh, just
down the straight though.
Just shows. Oh.
Getting so close to the rear end there, and this is Mr. Monkey's in the lead of the race. Wow, what a time on that is. Now Rapini's in the lead of the race. Now Michaels is back in the lead of the race.
We're back.
And that is what is actually happening.
Is Michaels banking on another safety car?
I'm sure he probably is, but
James still hasn't let them go.
Now James is up into P7 apparently.
Now.
He's actually unlapped himself to everybody apparently. I'm sure he'll get a penalty soon for ignoring the blue flags. Apparently he's in P13 now, so he's just tumbling down the order. Michaels really wants to have a lonely race. He's going to have to pit. It's quite unfortunate for him. He didn't do it under safety car, which is a bit of a silly decision from him. Mr. BT on the mediums. Should he really be catching Apex Finley at a rate like this? Probably not, but he is. Shows his overwhelming pace.
But then, hold on, Apex is still not lapped James. This proves that James is quicker than Apex. If he was at the front, he'd be challenging for the win here. He's literally making a move on Michaels.
He literally is making a move on Michaels. He is
Charles Leclerc
so
and Tony,
fast.
Charles Leclerc and Tony are side by side. Oh, what a move from its Pyro there. That was a very good move.
I didn't quite catch that.
Of IDZ and Charles Leclerc. What a great move. Mr. BT apparently is now in P7.
Stop messing about with the leaderboard. I want to just see it.
I know. And James Biscuit has actually passed Michaels.
That's interesting. That's also invited Finley right back into it here. Pyro sets the fastest lap of the race. He seems to be so quick. As Apex Finley with DRS. James Biscuit is giving Michaels DRS.
Yeah, this could be tactical, this.
So that's why Michaels is still in the lead of this race, otherwise he'd be being flown past by Apex Finley now, and this is what Apex Finley really wants. Apex Finley really needs to get past.
Michaels has got a red flashing light, and
he is defending for his life.
He's got to go into the pit at some point. He's got to go into the pit.
I don't know why he's not doing it.
As Tony is fighting with his Williams teammate.
He's got past him actually.
Oh, and IDZ and Charles.
IDZ is round.
IDZ!
On the pit straight. On the main straight, the Hamilton straight is what it's called. And he's round.
IDZ! No.
He's getting passed by all the cut. He's just left, he's just gone. Yellow flag to the 3. I think he's just, obviously that's him still recovering from his little spin that he had there. Mr. BT really closing up. He's actually gone for a move. He's got it almost done here, and they're going to be going side by side through Lovefield. He's going to have to give the room a little bit of wheel banging going on, and they're going to be going side by side up the old pit straight. And what's going to happen here at the end of this corner? It's Cops corner, and they're going to go. Who's got big balls? None of them. Only Apex has got the biggest balls. But Toxic Just Sweet goes really wide. That can invite him into for a chance as he goes flat round there as well. But Michael's still in the lead with, I think, DRS again. Yes, he does.
And not boxed.
This is dirty tactics. To be fair, Mr. BT really close.
Toxic side by side with Toxic and Mr. BT, and Toxic makes the move, and he's going to be looking for a move on Finley.
Michael's still staying out of the pit lane, and they're going to try to go around the outside. He's going to go down the inside, and they touch into each other again.
That's all Ruben.
Ruben touched with Apex, which made him jump the curb and touch with Mr. BT as well. And he's got a 3-second time penalty for going down a straight. What has happened there? Was that lag? Because he just literally...
No, I think he went off the track on the straight because he was trying to avoid something. Oh! Toxic's had a touch with Mr. BE!
And Pyro has rear-ended him almost twice there, and I think he's got damage because look at him there. He is so struggling.
Mr. BT's got damage. No! I told you!
Mr. BT,
at the beginning
damage from that collision, carried on going through.
At the beginning of the race that Mr. BT was going to have problems, and he's just dropping
He's
back.
tumbling down the order. This is honestly heartbreaking for him, but that means Apex Finley, all he's got to do is keep it pointing on the black tarmac.
BT's gone. Why is everyone leaving the session? I mean, come on.
Mr. BT, we know you for better reasons than this. Come on. You've got the skills to make a comeback here. There's no point just leaving the session.
He's got 6 laps. I don't think he will. When is Michael's gonna box? Like, come on.
I think he is just waiting and waiting. I don't know. I don't think he knows.
I don't know what
that
he's
he has to.
on, right?
And he's gonna box now. He's boxing now. Apex Finley takes the lead of the Grand Prix, and James Biscuit.
How long is it gonna? Done this to not go last.
How long is it gonna take him to lap James Biscuit? We're gonna find out soon. When's he gonna let him past? Michael's just tumbling down the order now. He's down into P8. He's not even in his pit box yet. He's out of the pit lane. What is going on here? He's out of the pit lane, and he's just going at pit limit speed. He's back in the pit lane now, and he's got the soft compound tyres on. He's down into P11 now. He was on the Hamilton straight, but he's now tumbling down the order. He's down into P12. He's had to make a monstrous comeback here to make any points up from being in P1 of the race, but James Biscuit still leading this race technically, but giving DRS to help Apex Finley defend to try and get his win that he very much deserves today as Norwich fan. Can we have a look at the penalties quickly, actually?
Right, hold on. I was just going to look at the penalties, and at the moment, Norwich fans won the race.
And that is just because he keeps it all on the track constantly. His Toxic Sweet is 8 seconds of penalties. So he's going to be dropping further down than it's Pyro, so Pyro will be taking a podium place still. And he's got a 3-second time penalty as well, Michaels. Is he?
Just as I was saying, Tony cut the track massively there. Surprised he didn't get a penalty for that.
And all Norwich fan has to do is keep it in the right spacing of the track.
Asaro has been overtaken by Charles. You know what I would call this?
What do you call this?
DRS train.
This is an absolute DRS train.
Of a DRS train, and James is not helping.
He is not helping at all. There's no action going on at the front of the field in the corners, but Apex Finley has a flashing red light. He has been defending this win for the life of him, as this Pyro is going to try it round the outside of Toxic to Sweet. He can't quite get it done now, but he can, and he's going to be going side by side for the next corner. They're going to be going side by side for the next straight. A little bit of wheel banging going on there, another touch as well on the tyres of each of them. He's got the soft compound on, and they're going to go down the inside of each other, down Brooklands. There's going to be no more touching. I don't know if there is, but this is helping out Apex Finley. He's only got a 3-second time penalty to try and hold them up enough to keep the lead of this race in his hands and get a better exit for its Pyro. He's into second place, and right now he is keeping that podium position away from Toxic Sweet.
Michaels is now P11. I think Michaels is going to get points. Michaels will get points.
He's 7 seconds off of Carday though. He's going to make up 7 seconds in 5 laps. Is it possible? I'm not too sure. It probably is. But from a leader of the race and not pitting under safety car, you've got to question yourself, why has he done that? As Pyro and Toxic Sweet going side by side yet again through Stowe, and there's almost a little bit of touching there. He goes wide, really wide. Toxic Sweet off the circuit completely, and Pyro will get the position still. And this is really, really what I thought would be helping out Apex Finley, but it really isn't. They're just keeping the same distance, and with about 4 laps to go, they need to make a gap of 3 seconds.
You know what you sounded like when you said, "Oh, he keeps the position still," and you sounded like a bit of a roadman there. He keeps the position still.
He keeps the position still, and they are going to keep going for it now. And it's Pyro is really closing in on Apex Finley, and Apex Finley will keep first place as the race right now because of penalties. But he's going to go try down the inside. Has to give the room. He does give the room. It's Pyro takes the lead on track, but Apex Finley will keep fighting this back, and they're going to go for a move probably down the pit straight. Why am I spectating James Biscuit? As they're going to keep going down, I'm going to go on board with Norwich fans. They're going to go side by side through Cops Corner. I'm going to go off board again. Here they are. They're going around each other. None of them lift as much as they need to. Apex Finley gets another penalty.
No, James in the wall. James Biscuit out. James Biscuit retires. Tony gets another penalty. Norwich has won the race. Charles Leclerc's off. Charles Leclerc is off
at Cops again.
And so is James.
Apex Finley still fighting, and they have a little touch there. I think it's been lag, I'm not too sure. But it's Pyro who's in the lead of this race on the track. Apex Finley's going to be done for a podium finish here. I think he'll finish second place if he can keep it on the track. The Norwich fan, the leader of his own league, is going to come through to possibly win this race unless he spins out, and Apex Finley is praying to the Lord. But now, the last 3 or 4 laps of this race will be very interesting through the DRS straights because James Biscuit spun. So there's going to be a lot of action going on through these next few DRS zones as Norwich fan really closing up, and so is Toxic Sui on his team. And this is brilliant, really, for the Alpine team. They've been so consistent in the constructors' fight. As Apex Finley doesn't have enough overspeed, and Charles Leclerc is out of the race in the pit lane. That's very good on him to be doing that. Thank you for that, my friend. He did not have to do that, but he realised he was not getting points.
Even though he's AI, is PA. So let's just clap Mr. BT right now. He's done a great job today. So unlucky with the incident, but it is what it is.
Indeed, and Pyro's round! Pyro has lost it completely. It's a double Alpine podium right now. And Sarah's even got a chance of getting a podium finish as well, depending on how close he is. This is going to be insane. Last few laps here as Apex Finley's back in the lead of the race on the track. Norwich fan though, Toxic Sui going off the track. Getting another penalty is set to 2 minutes. Pyro's out of the race completely. Could there be a late safety car that could just punch up the field completely? He's put it in the wall on purpose. We already think he might get a race ban for the little incident that he had with Mr. Monkey. But with putting it in the wall on purpose, if this causes a safety car, it could be in really big issue of his place in the league completely, but not quite. Norwich fan is in the lead of the race on track, so this proves he has the pace anyways. It's a double Alpine podium. Can it be an Alpine 1 and 2? Probably not because of the penalties. No. But with the penalties that he's been given, 8 seconds, Saro is on the podium, but I think 5 seconds of those was penalties that he did not deserve. I'm not too sure what happened.
Yeah.
Because it was under safety car, remember, as well, so we don't know as of right now. But if this battle holds up for too long, Saro might even get in the 3 seconds anyway, which we know cannot be removed. So, of course, he's still in with a chance of a podium as they're going to all battle it now. Apex Finley wants the first place on track, so he has bragging rights, but he will be taking P2 right now, which is where he started on the grid. My drive of the day so far, I know there's people that have done storming through the field. It's Apex Finley for me. He's been a storming drive to stay at the front. And to take that P2 as well is perfect, but Michael's, I would give him driver of the day, but he's going side by side now with Cardei. Through into Brooklyn's corner. They're going to be breaking at least each other, and he's going to go down the inside.
Toxic and Finley. Toxic gets past Finley. I don't know how you've missed that, but Toxic gets past Finley, and he could even be passing his teammate. Is that Ronnie that they're going to lap? And yes, he does. Toxic does pass Norwich, and is Norwich going to try and hold off Apex, but keep him in 2 seconds for the 1-2?
Saro though 6/10 off. Apex Finley obviously has the 6-second time penalty, which I didn't actually realise that he did have. Saro, welcome to the podium, my friend.
Oh, and Michaels overtakes Mr. BT, who was disconnected, so Michaels is back into P7.
Well, this is quite interesting because if we see the penalties, 8 seconds is, if we go to the leader, Saro is about to be in P2, but with that penalty possibly being removed, of course he's still in P3, but it's a podium for him as of right now. But we don't know about how Apex Finley is going to do, because I don't think he can pull a 6-second gap in 2 laps, and I don't think he can even get away. But right now it's looking quite promising for the Alpine team to get a double podium almost.
It's going to be a 1 and 3, sorry. 1
and 3 for the Alpine team. When a Red Bull driver's in 7th, when Mercedes drivers aren't even in the points, both McLarens in the points as well, but not in the high scoring points. It's looking like a great day for the Constructors' Championship for only Alpine and Alpine only, but Apex Finley in the Alpha Tauri is going to be doing a brilliant job for himself, showing that he deserves to be in Tier 1 and deserves to be at the top of Tier 1 as well, because going into the final lap of the race, then Norwich fan is going to take home the win right now, but he's not doing a job of holding up Apex, because I don't think he can do that right now anyway, because he would cost himself maybe a little bit too much in the battle for first. But would he do it for the constructors? But he knows That is 2 championship rivals, 3 championship rivals almost, because James, I could say, if he gets good results, could actually get up there. Are DNFing, so he could get 25 points in this race, can go to him and none to his rivals. So this will be perfect race, a perfect home race as well for Norwich fan if he crosses the line in P1.
He will go a lot of points clear. I think he'll go at least 30 something points clear,
which is amazing for him.
And there is a second Sorrow. Yeah, he'll get position 2 on track, not on track due to penalties, but he'll actually end up getting position 3.
Indeed. Toxic Sweet, we're gonna have to say P3, but he's gonna be dropped to P4 for now.
So then, can I do the finish, please?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. So then, is Norwich fan gonna take it on track? I think he's gonna let Ruben have the glory unless Ruben just lets him pass like a G. I don't think he will. Ruben is gonna take it on track. But then, here comes your race winner. Rounds the final corner. Here comes Norwich fan to win the British Grand Prix, and that is a great result. And here comes Sorrow. He takes P2 for the time being. Oh, Apex. No, that's wrong. Toxic will get P2. So that'll be a 1 and 2. Here comes Kalan. Mr. Monkey is gonna come home for P6, and Michaels, my driver of the day, gets P7. Cardeyi will come home for P8, so good result for the Haas there. Mr. BT, P9, and yeah, great race there for GWF. So well done to all the drivers. Hopefully we have a good race in the next one. What race is it? Blah, 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 blah. Hopefully we have a good race in Hungary. That'll be interesting. But then, here is your race winner on the podium. Norwich fan 7.
Leads the championship now
of the race there,
by plus 30 points. And it's a perfect race for him with his rivals all crashing out. Thank you for watching. We'll be back next week for Hungary at the same time. It's going to be probably just as interesting because it's a very Monaco without the barriers is what they call it. But thank you for watching. We'll be back next week.